Today is 393rd day that I come here to share lessons that I learn and I'm learning, and I hope those lessons support your dreams, your goals, and allow you to become the person that you want to become. Yesterday I shared a lesson about responding and reacting, and I said if you want to respond, you will be like water. If you want to react, you will be like salt. And of course, most time you want to learn how to be a water, how to respond to things and not to react, because that is much more effective. And my friend left a comment and said we need to be proactive, not reactive. And I thought about it for a bit about it, and that's exactly what it is. We need to be proactive and not reactive, because when we proactive, we will save second step. Because when you're reactive, that means that you will always need to think, do I need to respond or do you need to react? But if you're proactive, that means you save yourself from all the reactions, because you already know exactly what to do. So that means when something happens, you don't need to react anymore, because you're able to respond because you were proactive at the first place. So that you thought what potentially could happen, and you thought what you will do if that will happen. That means you will not need to react and think at the moment what you need to do, but you already thought what potentially could happen, and you have a plan of what to do. So that means you do not need to react. So today we'll speak about what people do when they're proactive and what people do when they are reactive. And we'll share 5 examples how they differ in approaching different things. Let's look into life goals. Of course, if you are proactive, that means you design your life, you know exactly what you're looking for, what kind of goals you want to have, what kind of life you want to have, and you live your life intentionally. So that means you design your life and start looking for a job that could align with your lifestyle. But if you are reactive, that means you're finding a job that pays well, and then finding other job that pays a little bit better, and finding another job that pays a little bit better, but you potentially could end up being in a job that you do not like because you just went with the flow. But if you're proactive, you know exactly that where you will end up in what kind of lifestyle, what kind of salary, and you prepared with courses and education that will be required to get a job that you really want. Because if you're reactive, you do not go to get the courses and education necessary to get the position that you need. Second is financial stability. That means if you're proactive, you always design your budget and you save every single month a little bit to make sure that you have a cushion. That means you have money ready in case something happens. Because if you're reactive, that means you live paycheck to paycheck without any thought about money. Because if something happens, reactive person will not know what to do, because they do not have money for that extraordinary activity or event, while proactive person always ready. If something happens, there's a saying that dig your well before you're thirsty. That means that he knows that one day something will happen and he will need extra money. So proactive person is always ready for extraordinary event. Third thing is a partner. That means that if you really want to be proactive, you need to design, or make a list what kind of person you would love to have, and then second list is what kind of person could attract that person. So that means you are already building yourself to become the best partner possible, and you know exactly what kind of person you're looking for. So of course we're supposed to look for a person that aligns with your future self, your lifestyle that you want to achieve. That means you align with a person that has exactly the same purpose as you do. Because a lot of times people choose a partner only because they are passionate about that person, or it seems that it's very nice to be together. But of course, we need to always look if that person is going exactly where you're going. Because if you answer no, most likely sooner or later it will separate the ways. So it's better always ask first where we are going, and if we are going in the same direction, that means we need to be proactive and design where we're going. Number 4 is health. If you're proactive, you exactly know what to do to be healthy. So that means you exercise, you eat well, and you know that you want to take care of your body. But if you are reactive, that means that you eat just whatever it takes, you eat what you want, you do not exercise, just exercise once in a while, and after a while you feel that you are not as good health as you love to be, or you are overweight, because overweight is done day by day, and after a while you realize that you are not as fit as you used to be. So that means if you really want to be proactive, that means you need to build a schedule, build habits around the health, that you could be healthy all the time and not wake up one day and look in the mirror and not like what you see. And last 5 example is very easy. For example, if you need to go a meeting, and I know that after that meeting, after your presentation, there will be a lot of questions that people will ask, that if you're proactive, that means that you will think and reflect, okay, what kind of questions they could ask after my presentation? And you could write the questions, potential questions, and write the answers. So that is a proactive way of doing it. But second way is reactive. So that means that you going to a presentation, you prepare the presentation, and you wing it. So that means, oh, they ask what they ask, and I will answer. That means that you potentially could be not as smooth as a proactive person, because he already thought about the potential questions, thought about the potential answers. It could be much more smooth in answering those questions, because when you're smoother in answering questions, you will perform better, and most likely other companies, other people will want to bring you more, because people will see that you are an expert in your field. So when I think about proactive and reactive, people who are proactive always succeed more, because they're intentional and they move in life much faster. And I love the saying that in life we need to be slow is smooth and smooth is fast, and proactive are able to do that. Proactive could be slow and smooth is fast. So if we want to be fast, we need to be slow. And a lot of times, sometimes slow is proactive, because proactive have a tendency to plan a little bit longer, but when you have a plan, you execute it well. I hope you should win, and see you tomorrow.